rather what men are called to and created for, and the only sort of life that will be truly happy, that they'll find true happiness and joy in.
So I want us to watch this short video and then I shall give you my take on the whole thing. So let's watch.
Boys are growing up in a culture that is openly hostile to masculinity, and many are forced to navigate the minefield without the benefits of strong male role models to show them the path. And this crisis is self-perpetuating. It grows exponentially because the young men with absentee fathers eventually become absentee fathers themselves, repeating the cycle indefinitely unto infinity. And into this field of confusion and man-hatred steps guys like Andrew Tate and others, quickly earning an enormous following of young men who understandably flock to somebody who has a message that embraces masculinity rather than treating it like a disease. Andrew Tate, very often good at identifying the problems in our culture as they pertain to the situation that men face, and deserves credit for speaking up in defense of masculinity rather than denigrating it and calling for its eradication, essentially. But in my view, he misses the mark when it comes to the remedy. He seems to basically understand the disease, but he doesn't have the right prescription for it, or at least the full prescription.
That is the opinion of many people who has talked about Andrew Tate. And that is the assumption that his remedies are always not the right solution to the problem. And I do not understand what makes them believe that his solution or his remedy is not the right one or are not the right ones. I really don't know that, because if you watch, like the other day I listened to this other guy, Ben Shapiro, who made the same statement that Andrew Tate is able to diagnose the problem, but what he recommends as the remedy is always not the correct one. And same statement that Matt is making right now. So I really don't know what makes them believe that the remedy that Andrew Tate is providing or suggesting is not the right one. What is the right one, if I may ask? But let's continue.
Yes, men should reject the programming that our culture wants to subject them to, programming which seeks to neuter and feminize them. Yes, they should work hard. They should take care of their minds and their bodies. Yes, they should strive for success, including financial success. But a life of hedonism and materialism and luxurious wealth, remaining unmarried while sleeping with dozens of different women and so on, is not the ideal to strive towards.
When you say it's not the ideal lifestyle, I wonder who told you that or who made it that way. I believe that people as a whole have the choice to choose whatever they think works best for them. Now, not go out of your way hurting other people. That's not what I mean. I mean, like, people do what they think is best for them as long as it doesn't hurt other people. You decide what you think works best for you. Everyone has the right to make their own choices. So no one has the right to say your choice is not correct, but mine is correct, or my solution is the best for you. No, your solution cannot be the best for me, may not be the best for me. It might be the best for you, but it may not be the best for me. People need to understand this, and that is the problem with our society as a whole, because people automatically assume that what they want for themselves are exactly the same thing that you want for yourself, which might not necessarily be the case. Now, there are a few things that Andrew Tate says or does that people might not find applauding, people might not find appreciating. But that's what he has chosen to do. And as long as he does it in the most moralistic way or in the most fairly and kindly way with the people whom he is doing whatever he is doing with them, I find no problem with that at all. Because you cannot just say that is not the right way to go. Like, what makes you think that way? What makes you think that what you want is exactly what I want. Why would you even think that? But let's continue.
Rather, what men are called to and created for, and the only sort of life that will be truly happy, that they'll find true happiness and joy in, is a life of service as protector and provider. Men, the vast majority of men anyway, are called to be husbands and fathers, to be leaders of their families. Now, they may be called to lead in other ways too, but first they must care for their families. If there's any saving our civilization at this point, which I think there is, but if there is, this is how it will be done.
I understand where Matt is drawing all his views from. Maybe he's a religious person, and like the Bible or whatever people with these days would say that men should be the provider of their family. Men should look after their family, which I think is a good thing, right? Every man should be able to provide for his family. Every man should be able to take care of his family. Taking care of other people is one of the best things you could ever do. But for someone to make it like the norm, for someone to make it like the only thing people can do, or the only thing someone can become, is to get married, have children, I really don't buy that opinion. There are many, many people in our society who contribute in one way or the other to the growth and progress of the country as a whole, or of the society as a whole, who are not married, who don't believe in marriage, who don't have kids, but they contribute positively. So getting married, having children shouldn't be the baseline for everything. Now, some people might decide to get married. Some people might decide to become husbands and wives. Some people might still decide to get married and not have kids. Some people might decide to have kids and not get married. So, as individuals in the society, we all choose differently, and no one should set the baseline. You cannot just say, this is how it's supposed to be. You cannot just say that, like, who are you to decide? Like, oh yeah, who are you to decide what it's supposed to be? You can decide for yourself. You can choose what you want for yourself. You can say, these are my priorities. These are the things I believe in. Yes, good and fine. And let others decide for themselves. Let others choose their own priorities. You cannot decide for them.